Wormburgers. How to make a Wormburger. Welcome back to Wormbirder's Wormburger Restaurant. Sally is a Wormbirder. Sally is a brand new Wormbirder, but Sally doesn't know how to make a Wormburger. She eats a ton, but never made one. Wormbirders' Wormburgers are the best under the sun. They're not just a big pile of worms on a bun. All the birds at Wormbirder's Wormburgers restaurant know how to make Wormburgers. They make the world's best and most wormiest Wormburgers ever. Sally knew that all the Wormbirder birds at Wormbirder's Wormburger restaurant would be making Wormburger after Wormburger all day. And that made brand new Wormbirder Sally Wormburger worried. Sally didn't know how to make a Wormburger, and she was afraid that she would be the worst Wormburger of all the Wormbirders. But Sally is a brave bird, so Sally took a deep breath, fluffed up her feathers, and flew all the way to work. Wormbirders was filled with worms and Wormburgers and tons of city birds that day, including the wonderfully famous Wally Wormbirder, winner of the Best in the World Wormburger Award. Wally Wormbirder is also the boss at Wormbirder's Wormburgers restaurant. Wally wanted Sally to whip up a Wormburger just for him, a Wormbirder Wormburger. Sally was scared, but Sally is a brave bird, so she went right into the Wormbirder Wormburger kitchen to whip up a Wormbirder Wormburger for Wally Wormbirder, her very first Wormbirder Wormburger. She picked up some worms, some big juicy ones, and cooked them with ketchup until they were done. She threw on some pickles and onions for fun and slapped a whole mess right onto a bun. Sally's first Wormburger was finally done. Now let's go find Wally and see if it's yum. Do you think it's yum? Back in the world, Sally's first Wormburger was finally done. Hey, Mr. Wally, look what I've done. I made it. I finished Wormburger number 1. The worms wiggled and wriggled and wanted to run, so I squirted them with mustard to keep them stuck on the bun. Sally gave her very first Wormburger to Wally Wormbirder and waited nervously as he gave it a try. Wally Wormbirder picked up the new Wormburger and pecked it all up. That's how birds eat. He pecked it all up, and then he said, yuck. Wally Wormbirder, the best Wormburger maker in the world, just said yuck about Sally's first Wormburger. Sally was so upset her Wormburger wasn't yum. She was angry and mad and also some sad. She just wanted it to be the best burger Wally ever had. Sally said, I can't do it. I tried. I'm finished. I'm done. This is stupid. This is silly. This isn't even fun. Well, hold on now, Sally, said Wally. That's just your first one. Wally didn't want Sally to give up because Wally knew that if Sally kept trying and kept practicing, she would be able to make a wonderful Wormbirder Wormburger. Maybe even the world's best Wormburger. So Wally told Sally to keep trying. I know you can make a wonderful Wormburger, Sally. If that's what you want, don't stop trying until that's what you've got. You just need to practice and learn how it's done. Then your Wormburgering days will always be fun. Wally is a smart bird and the best at making Wormburgers, so Sally wanted to listen to him. She decided that she would figure out how to make a great Wormbirder Wormburger and keep trying until she made one right. Do you think she'll make one right? Back in the world, Sally was finally ready to figure out how to make a great Wormbirder Wormburger. Sally was nervous, but Sally is a brave bird, so Sally fluffed up her feathers and flew home to learn how to make wonderful Wormburgers. Sally got home and looked some things up. She read a whole worm book, even did worm push-ups. She watched some Wormbirder videos, then off for a snooze. Sally was prepared, and prepared birds can't lose. Sally dreamed of worms wiggling and wriggling and slept all through the night. In the morning, she woke up scared, but prepared for a big wormy fight. When Sally got to Wormbirder's Wormburgers, she saw all the other Wormbirder birds making Wormbirder Wormburger after Wormbirder Wormburger. They were masters of the art of wormburgering, and it looked so easy for them. Sally wanted it to be like that for her too. Sally remembered Wally telling her that she could do it if she kept trying, and that really helped Sally believe she could. Sally believed in herself and knew she could make a great Wormburger if she kept trying. So she went straight to work practicing her wormburgering in the wonderful Wormbirder Wormburger kitchen. She worked for a day, then a day, then a day, then just another day, and then one more day. Then one really tough day. A day so tough, Sally thought she should give it all up. Then Sally met an old Wormbirder bird, maybe even the oldest Wormbirder bird in the flock. Sally asked the old Wormbirder for advice and tips and even secret tricks. Hello, I'm Sally. Hi, Sally. I'm Jeannie. Are you making Wormburgers? I'm trying and practicing and working so hard, but something is wrong and I just don't know what. Don't worry, Sally. There's just more to do. More to see, more to learn, and more practice for you. Jeannie, the old Wormbirder bird, showed Sally the special way to make Wormbirder Wormburgers, including a secret way to get the worms to stay on the bun. Want to know what the secret is? Back in the burrow, Jeannie, the old Wormbirder bird, showed Sally the special way to make Wormbirder Wormburgers, including a secret way to get the worms to stay on the bun. You ready to find out what the secret is? Jeannie taught Sally that you have to work the worms out really hard so they get tired and stay put. There was a secret worm workout! Now that Sally learned a bunch of important things about making Wormburgers, like not covering the worms in tons of gooey mustard, she was ready to get back to work. She worked for a day, and a day, and a day, and then Sally's worm workout worked out the right way. She did it. She made it. She did it. Hooray! Sally made a Wormburger the Wormbirder way. Now it was time to see what Wally would say. Hello, Mr. Wally. Well, hello to you too, Sally. I did it! I made it! I did it! Hooray! She did it! I made a Wormburger the Wormbirder way. I saw all the Wormbirders making Wormburger after Wormburger, and I got sad because I wanted to do it like they could. But I couldn't. Wally, you told me to keep trying, so that's what I've done. I worked and I practiced and learned how worms run. Congratulations, Sally! That's so great, Sally. I knew you could, Sally. Did you have fun, Sally? At the time, it was tough. But when it was done, I looked back on it all, and it all was all fun. Come close, everyone. Let's taste this Wormburger. Let's see if it's yum. Wally pecked and pecked, and then he nummed. Sally did it. She made it. Her Wormburger was yum. I worked and practiced, and I got it all done. I tasted it too, so I know it's all yum. But did I do it like a real Wormbirder, Wally? Is my Wormburger a Wormbirder Wormburger? Sally, the only way a Wormburger can be a Wormbirder Wormburger is if it's made by a Wormbirder, and you've been one the whole time. Sally is a smart bird, and smart birds love to learn. Today, Sally learned that if she practices and doesn't give up trying, she can learn how to do anything. Sally is also a brave bird, and today, her bravery helped her make her Wormburger dreams come true. Now Sally is a Wormbirder, and you can be one too. If you're a brave bird like Sally, there may even be some worms left for you. See you soon! Stay tuned for new characters and new Wormburgers in Sally's next adventure.